Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. But now I need you to pay very close attention, because what you're about to hear might be the most important video you watch this entire year. And I'm not trying to sound dramatic. I'm saying this because every single day, without noticing it, you're losing your mind. Not in a frightening medical sense, but slowly and quietly, you're allowing your brain to become older, weaker, and slower. And you're not doing anything to stop it. You spend hours scrolling on your phone. You follow the exact same dull routine day after day. You avoid anything uncomfortable. And then you wonder, why do I forget so much? Why don't I feel sharp anymore? Why does life feel heavy and meaningless? The answer is simple. Your brain is fading. And if you don't take control, if you don't protect it, if you don't train it like a muscle, you will gradually turn into a zombie, awake, but not truly alive. This video is not for people who want cute little tips. It's for those who are ready to fight for their mind. For people who want to stay sharp, strong, creative, youthful, and full of life even at 50, 60, or 70. In this video, I'm going to reveal 16 extremely powerful habits that keep your brain young. Not the same boring advice you see everywhere. These habits are real, direct, and tested by people who don't want to just survive. They want to stay fully alive up here, points ahead. If you follow these habits, you won't just keep your brain young. You will think quicker, speak more intelligently, and feel better in your body. You'll wake up with energy, sleep deeply, and stop having that feeling that life is slipping away. But if you ignore this, don't complain later when your memory collapses, your focus disappears, and you forget what it feels like to be alive. And there's more. This video is also excellent for improving your English. While you learn how to strengthen your brain, you'll also improve your listening, comprehension, and confidence in English. So not only are you training your brain, you're growing your language skills too. Let's begin. Let's rebuild your mind from the inside. Habit 1. Use your other hand. Sometimes it sounds simple, doesn't it? But don't laugh. This tiny habit is a mental weapon and almost nobody uses it. Imagine your brain as a tree. Every time you do something new or challenging, a new branch grows. But when you repeat the same actions every day, the tree stops growing. No new strength, no expansion. Using your non-dominant hand, the one you normally don't use for brushing your teeth, eating, opening doors, or writing, forces your brain to switch on and pay attention. You're not just moving a hand. You're forming new neural pathways. You're training your mind to stay flexible, awake, and sharp. Let's say you always use your right hand. Today, you try eating with your left. It feels strange. You might spill food. You'll feel annoyed. But that discomfort is the entire purpose. That awkward feeling is your brain saying, hold on, this is different. I need to focus. I need to grow. This struggle is where the magic happens. People who do exercises like this have better memory, faster processing, and a reduced risk of cognitive decline as they age. So start now. Write your name with your other hand. Brush your teeth tonight with the opposite hand. Not for fun, but to defend your brain. Because if you only choose what's easy, your brain becomes lazy. And a lazy brain grows old quickly. Habit 2. Learn or practice a language if you truly want to keep your brain young. Few activities are as powerful as learning a new language. This isn't just about memorizing vocabulary or repeating phrases. When you study a language, your brain is forced to activate entire areas that normally stay quiet. It has to switch between sounds, rules, meanings, and patterns. This constant mental juggling strengthens your memory, your ability to focus, and even your creativity. You don't need to become fluent. You don't need to speak perfectly. Even simple practice makes your mind build new pathways. Think of your brain as a map. Every time you learn a new word or understand a new sentence, you draw a fresh road. And the more roads you create, the easier it becomes to think clearly and quickly. And here's the secret. You're already doing this right now by listening to English. You're improving your brain simply by paying attention. This is why people who speak multiple languages have a lower risk of age-related decline and often stay mentally sharp much longer than others. So whether it's English, Spanish, Japanese, anything, spend a few minutes each day practicing. It's like a gym workout, but for your mind. Habit 3. Sweat every day. One of the strongest ways to prevent your brain from aging is simple. Raise your heart rate. You don't have to run a marathon or lift heavy weights. You just need to move in a way that makes you sweat. When you exercise, your body increases blood flow, sending oxygen and nutrients directly to your brain. This literally feeds your brain cells and helps them stay alive and active. People think exercise is only for your body, but it's actually one of the best tools for your mind. It reduces stress, improves mood, sharpens attention, and protects memory. Even a quick walk, a short workout, or dancing in your room can produce these benefits. As long as your heart is pumping, your brain is growing stronger. Imagine your brain like a garden. Blood flow is the water. Without water, the plants dry out. With regular watering, everything flourishes. The same happens with your mind. If you sit all day, your brain becomes foggy, tired, and slow. If you move, your brain wakes up. So choose anything: a bike ride, stretching, running, boxing, swimming. The key is simple. Sweat a little every day. Habit 4. Consume omega. 3. Your brain is mostly fat, and it needs the right fats to stay healthy. Omega-3 fatty acids are like building blocks that help your brain function smoothly. They improve memory, support focus, and protect the brain from long-term damage. You can get them from foods like salmon, walnuts, sardines, chia seeds, or from supplements. Most people's diets today are full of processed fats that harm the brain. Omega-3s do the opposite. They help keep brain cells flexible and strong, which is essential for clear thinking. A few servings a week can make a noticeable difference in your mood, your ability to learn, and your mental clarity. So, don't underestimate this. Think of omega-3s as fuel for your brain engine. Without them, the engine starts to slow down. With them, everything runs smoother. Habit 5. Hydrate like it matters. Most people walk around slightly dehydrated without realizing it. And the first organ that suffers from low hydration is your brain. When you don't drink enough water, your thinking becomes slower, your mood drops, and your focus becomes weak. Even a small drop in hydration can reduce mental performance. Water isn't just a drink. It is a fluid that allows your brain cells to communicate properly. Imagine trying to run software on a computer with an overheating processor. Everything becomes sluggish. That's exactly what happens when you don't give your brain enough water. The signals it sends take longer, and you feel foggy or tired. A simple rule is this: if you ever feel unfocused, irritated, or mentally exhausted, drink a glass of water first. Your brain might just be thirsty. A hydrated brain is an energetic brain. So make water a daily priority, not an afterthought. Habit 6. Practice stillness or meditation. One of the most powerful yet underrated habits for brain longevity is learning how to sit in silence. You don't need to be a monk or meditate for hours. Spending even a few minutes a day in quiet stillness trains your mind to regulate itself. Meditation reduces stress hormones, improves concentration, and protects the brain from aging. Think of your mind as a snow globe. When life shakes it, everything inside gets blurry. Meditation is the act of placing the snow globe on a table and letting the snow settle. Once the mind calms, you see clearly again. Modern life constantly overstimulates you. Notifications, noise, scrolling, conversations, worries. Your brain never gets a break. When you meditate, you give your mind room to breathe. You strengthen the part of the brain responsible for decision-making, emotional control, and focus. People who meditate regularly often feel lighter, clearer, and more grounded in their daily lives. Even 5 minutes a day can change how your mind ages. Habit 7. Learn something new consistently. Humans are designed to grow mentally, not to repeat the same task forever. When you learn a new skill, whether it's an instrument, drawing, a sport, cooking, or anything unfamiliar, your brain forms fresh neural connections. These connections are what keep your mind youthful. Think of it as mental weightlifting. Every time you challenge yourself with something you don't already know, you lift a new kind of weight, and your brain gets stronger. But if you avoid challenges and stick only to what feels comfortable, your mind weakens. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Choose anything that excites or scares you a little. Struggling is a good sign. It means you're building new pathways. This constant growth keeps your brain alive, truly alive, for decades. Habit 8. Do the thing you avoid every time you avoid something difficult. A task, a conversation, a responsibility. Your brain becomes slightly weaker. Avoidance trains your mind to run away instead of facing challenges. And when you run from hard things, your confidence and mental strength slowly shrink. When you confront what you've been avoiding, something powerful happens. Your brain learns that discomfort is not dangerous. It realizes you can handle pressure. Over time, you become more resilient, more courageous, and emotionally stronger. Think of it this way. Each avoided task is a small leak in your mental energy. Completing what you fear plugs a leak and restores power. Doing uncomfortable things isn't punishment, it's brain training. Habit 9. Fix your posture. Your posture might seem like a small detail, but it strongly affects your brain. When you slouch, your lungs compress, your breathing becomes shallow, and your body sends signals of low energy and stress. Poor posture reduces oxygen flow to the brain, making you feel tired, unfocused, and mentally sluggish. Standing or sitting upright isn't just about looking confident. It allows your brain to receive the air it needs to function properly. Straightening your back gives your mind more oxygen, more clarity, and more alertness. Even your mood improves when your posture improves. It's like flipping a switch inside your nervous system. Every time you sit hunched over your phone, you're telling your brain to operate at a lower level. So lift your chest, relax your shoulders, keep your neck aligned, and breathe deeply. You'll immediately notice that your thoughts become sharper and your attention becomes easier to maintain. Good posture is a simple but powerful way to support your brain all day long. Habit 10. Embrace cold showers. Cold exposure is one of the most effective natural stimulants for your brain. When cold water hits your skin, your body releases a surge of adrenaline and noradrenaline. Chemicals that wake up your mind, boost motivation, increase alertness, and even elevate your mood. Cold showers improve circulation, reduce inflammation, and teach your nervous system how to handle stress without panicking. At first, your body wants to resist a shock, but that reaction is exactly the training your brain needs. You're strengthening your mental resilience. You don't need to start with freezing water. Begin with warm water and finish with 30 seconds of cold. Over time, increase it. Those short moments of discomfort sharpen your brain and improve your self-control. People who practice cold therapy regularly often feel more awake, more focused, and more emotionally steady. Habit 11. Stay social, and connected humans aren't meant to live in isolation. Your brain grows through communication, conversation, and interaction. When you talk to people, your brain must listen, interpret, respond, think ahead, and analyze emotions, all at the same time. Socializing is one of the most complex workouts your mind can get. When you isolate yourself for too long, your brain loses stimulation. You start feeling slower, sadder, and less motivated. Being around others doesn't mean you must be extremely social. Even simple conversations or quality time with a few meaningful people keeps your mind engaged and alive. Sharing ideas, laughing, and connecting with others protect your brain from decline. Your mind stays active when it communicates. If you want to stay mentally sharp for decades, nurture your relationships. Even short, genuine human interactions can lift your mood and strengthen your cognitive abilities. Habit 12. Eat foods that nourish your brain. Your brain needs real nutrition, not processed junk. Whole foods like berries, leafy greens, nuts, seeds, olive oil, and fatty fish provide antioxidants and nutrients that help your brain repair itself. These foods protect your mind from inflammation and stress, two major enemies of mental clarity. When you eat unhealthy food regularly, your brain becomes foggy, slow, and unstable. But when you fuel it with healthy meals, you give it energy to T, NK, clearly, remember better, and stay balanced. Small daily choices, like choosing fruit over candy or vegetables over chips, accumulate into long-term mental strength. Your brain is always rebuilding itself. What you feed it determines how strong that rebuilding is. Choose wisely. Habit 13. Protect your sleep like your life depends on it. If there is one habit that affects nearly every part of your brain, it's sleep. When you sleep, your brain performs maintenance. It clears away toxins, organizes memories, repairs cells, and restores the systems that keep you mentally strong. Skipping sleep isn't just feeling tired. It's harming your brain's long-term health. Many people treat sleep as optional, something they can sacrifice to finish more work or scroll a little longer. But the truth is simple. A tired brain is a weaker brain. Without enough rest, your focus drops, your creativity fades, your emotional control becomes shaky, and your learning ability crashes. Prioritize sleep the way you prioritize food. Create a dark, quiet environment. Turn off screens before bed, and keep a consistent schedule. Rest is not laziness. It's essential brain training. A good night's sleep is one of the most powerful ways to stay sharp for life. Habit 14. Eat with your opposite hand. This might feel similar to the first habit, but it's not exactly the same. Using your non-dominant hand specifically while eating forces your brain to coordinate movement, attention, and awareness at the same time. You can't mindlessly scroll or watch something because you have to focus on not dropping your food. It's a simple exercise that strengthens the connection between your brain and your body. You're essentially waking up neural circuits that usually remain unused. Even if it feels clumsy or awkward, that's the sign that the exercise is working. Your brain grows when it struggles. Try it once a day, even for part of a meal. It's a small action with a surprisingly strong effect on mental agility. Habit 15. Use your senses more deliberately. Your senses are gateways to your brain, but most people barely use them consciously. Take a moment every day to truly notice what you hear, smell, see, touch, and taste. This habit trains your brain to stay present and alert instead of drifting into autopilot. For example, when you walk outside, pay attention to sounds around you, birds, traffic, people talking. When you eat something, slow down and actually taste it. When you're in a room, observe the textures and colors. These simple moments activate brain regions responsible for awareness, memory, and emotional balance. Most people live their entire lives half awake. Using your senses intentionally is like switching your brain from low-power mode to full performance mode. You become more alive, more observant, and mentally sharper. Habit 16. Use your nose for breathing. Breathing through your nose might seem trivial, but it deeply affects how your brain functions. Your nose filters air, warms it, moisturizes it, and regulates the amount of oxygen entering your body. Mouth breathing bypasses all of this, often leading to worse sleep, lower oxygen levels, and more stress on your brain. Nasal breathing increases oxygen delivery to the brain, improves focus, enhances sleep quality, and supports memory. During the day or at night, pay attention to how you breathe. If you catch yourself breathing through your mouth, gently shift back to your nose. Better breathing means better thinking. It's one of the simplest habits you can adopt to protect your brain for years to come. Habit 17. Keep your brain curious. One of the greatest threats to a healthy mind is boredom. Not the kind where you have nothing to do, but the kind where nothing challenges you anymore. When your days look the same and your brain stops encountering new information, it begins to slow down. Curiosity is the antidote. It keeps your brain alert, flexible, and ready to grow. Ask questions. Explore topics you don't fully understand. Watch documentaries. Read articles. Try to figure out how something works. Curiosity is like fuel for your brain. It keeps the engine running. When you lose your sense of wonder, your mind becomes dull. But when you stay curious, your brain stays youthful. Even small moments of curiosity matter. Hearing a new word? Look it up. Wondering how a machine works? Search it. Not sure about a historical event? Learn it. Every time you investigate something, you teach your brain to stay awake and engaged. Habit 18. Protect your brain from toxic inputs. Your mind is constantly being shaped by what you consume, not just food, but media, conversations, and environments. Negative, chaotic, or low-quality content acts like pollution for your brain. When you expose yourself to endless drama, arguments, trash entertainment, or online noise, your attention becomes fragmented. Your mood declines and your mental energy drains. Think of your brain like a garden. If you fill it with garbage, nothing healthy can grow. But if you fill it with quality thoughts, ideas, and inspiration, your mind becomes stronger. Be selective about what you watch, who you listen to, and what you allow into your head. This doesn't mean avoiding everything unpleasant. It means avoiding unnecessary negativity that offers no growth. Surround yourself with people and content that lift your mind instead of draining it. What enters your brain shapes who you become. Habit 19. Challenge your memory on purpose. Your memory is not a fixed ability. It's a muscle. If you use it, it grows. If you ignore it, it weakens. Instead of relying on apps, reminders, and notes for everything, try to remember things intentionally. Memorize a short list. Recall someone's name. Try to remember a quote or a fact you heard. This mental effort strengthens your memory pathways. When you push your brain to remember something without external help, you train the regions responsible for recall and learning. You don't need to memorize huge amounts. Just small challenges each day keep your brain fresh and capable. People who never exercise their memory start forgetting things easily and assume it's normal. But in reality, memory improves when you use it. Treat it like lifting mental weights. Small, consistent repetitions build long-term strength. Habit 20. Engage your hands in real tasks in the digital age. Many people rarely use their hands for skillful tasks. But hand-brain coordination is incredibly important for mental health. Activities like drawing, building, cooking, fixing things, crafting, gardening, or playing an instrument awaken deep brain circuits related to focus and creativity. These activities require precision, attention, and physical awareness. They pull you out of passive consumption and into active creation. When your hands are busy in a meaningful way, your brain becomes more balanced and grounded. Think of it as reconnecting with your human nature. Humans evolved using their hands to shape the world. When you engage in practical hands-on work, your brain lights up in ways that screens can never replicate. Habit 21. Write to think. Writing is not just recording your thoughts. It's a way to train your brain to think more clearly. When you write down ideas, plans, or reflections, you force your mind to organize information, notice gaps, and make connections. This strengthens memory, creativity, and problem-solving skills. Try brain writing. Set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes and write without stopping. Don't judge or edit. Just let your thoughts flow. You'll notice that the first few ideas are obvious, but after pushing past that, deeper, original thoughts emerge. That's the point. The struggle produces growth. People who write regularly think faster, make better decisions, and remember more. Writing is like a workout for your mind. The more you practice, the sharper your cognitive abilities become. Habit 22. Teach what you learn. Learning alone is only half the process. The moment you teach someone else what you've learned, your brain reorganizes the information and makes it stick. Teaching forces you to simplify, explain, and apply knowledge, and in doing so, you strengthen neural pathways and improve recall. You don't need a classroom. Explain a concept to a friend, a sibling, or even in a voice note or mirror. Every time you do this, you reinforce your understanding and create long-term mental retention. People who teach regularly remember more and gain confidence in their thinking. If you only consume information without sharing it, your brain treats it as temporary. Teaching converts fleeting knowledge into lasting wisdom. Habit 23. Play strategic games. Not all games are created equal. Mindless games, endless tapping, flashy points, or repetitive scrolling, train your brain to seek instant rewards without effort. This dulls mental agility over time. Strategic games, on the other hand, challenge thinking, planning, memory, and patience. Chess, Sudoku, logic puzzles, word games, and planning exercises engage your brain at a higher level. They make you think multiple steps ahead, learn from mistakes, and develop strategy. That mental effort strengthens your prefrontal cortex and enhances problem-solving skills. Next time you play, choose something that forces your mind to work. Feeling challenged and even frustrated is a sign your brain is growing stronger. Habit 24. Challenge comfort daily. Your brain thrives on challenge. Repetition and comfort make it lazy. Every day, do one thing that pushes you beyond your comfort zone. Wake up early, speak in public, exercise harder, or resist easy pleasures. Even small discomforts, repeated consistently, build resilience. Each challenge is like a mental weight lift. It forces your brain to adapt, grow, and strengthen. People who avoid difficulty gradually lose focus, memory, and creativity. People who confront challenges maintain mental sharpness, emotional stability, and motivation well into later years. Growth requires struggle. Comfort kills curiosity and agility. Make daily challenge a habit. Habit 25. Memorize poems, quotes, or verses. Memorization is one of the most powerful ways to train your brain. Most people rely on phones, apps, or Google for every little fact. This constant outsourcing weakens memory. To reverse it, deliberately memorize something small each week. A poem, a quote, or a song lyric. Repeat it aloud, write it down, and test yourself regularly. This exercise strengthens attention, memory, and neural connections. It teaches your brain to hold information without external aid. People who practice memorization consistently have faster recall, improved focus, and a better ability to think creatively. Over time, you build a mental library that no app can replace. Even just one short passage per week accumulates. In a year, you could have 50 or more pieces of knowledge permanently stored in your mind, alive, accessible, and ready to inspire you. Habit 26. Avoid multitasking. Your brain is not designed to do multiple complex tasks simultaneously. Every time you switch between tasks, your focus, accuracy, and retention decrease. Constant multitasking leads to mental fatigue, stress, and weaker cognitive performance. Instead, focus on one task at a time. Give it your full attention until it's done or until a natural stopping point. Deep focus strengthens your prefrontal cortex, enhances memory consolidation, and reduces mental clutter. Over time, practicing single tasking improves efficiency and mental clarity far more than splitting your attention across multiple things. Habit 27. Reflect daily. Set aside a few minutes each day to reflect on your actions, decisions, and emotions. Think about what went well, what could improve, and what you learned. Reflection is like giving your brain a map of its own progress. It strengthens metacognition, your ability to think about your thinking, which is critical for intelligence, problem solving, and emotional balance. Without reflection, habits, mistakes, and thoughts repeat unconsciously. With reflection, you actively guide your brain's growth. Habit 28. Protect your environment. Your surroundings influence your mental performance. Keep your space organized, minimal, and inspiring. Visual clutter, noise, and disorganization overstimulate your brain and reduce focus. When your environment is calm, your brain can allocate energy to creativity, learning, and problem solving instead of managing chaos. Even small adjustments, like cleaning your desk, reducing notifications, or adding plants, improve mental clarity and calm. Conclusion: fight for your brain. These 28 habits are uncomfortable, challenging, and sometimes awkward, and that's why they work. The human brain naturally seeks comfort and efficiency, but that leads to stagnation. To stay mentally sharp, creative, and youthful, you must actively push challenge and nourish it every day. Implement these practices consistently. Sweat, breathe deeply, engage your mind, learn, memorize, challenge your comfort, and reflect. The effort is real, but the rewards are enormous. Faster thinking, better memory, stronger focus, emotional stability, and a life that feels alive. Your brain is not a passive friend. It doesn't care if you achieve your dreams. It will conserve energy, stay safe, and slowly deteriorate if you do nothing. Only you can fight for it. Use these habits. Protect your mind. Grow it. Live fully.